Hello, I'm Fred, a software developer at carrierfred.com. In this video, I'm going to tell you about Ultravirus Killer, which is one of our most popular applications. I'm going to explain briefly how this program works and how we can use it to remove malware, clean, tweak, and optimize a Windows system. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is head to carrierfred.com. Then go to Downloads, to UVK's download page, and scroll down to the Downloads section. As you can see, we also have portable packages that you can use straight from a pen drive or other portable storage device. But this time we will use the installer version, which we download and then install. Once the application is downloaded, you just click on it to start the installation process. For this video, I will uncheck Create a System Restore Point to save time, but I recommend that you leave it ticked as a safety measure. Click the Install Now button to install the application. So the first time you use UVK on a computer, you will probably see this warning. Restarting your computer is not the same thing as turning it off and on again. So if you haven't really restarted your computer in a while, I recommend that you check Never Ask Again and click Yes. That will reboot your computer, which will probably fix many issues you may be facing. You may also see a different message saying your computer needs to be restarted to finish installing pending Windows updates. But even if you don't see any message, it is important to reboot your computer before using UVK, as it may avoid many issues. For this video, I'll just click No. This is UVK's home screen, its starting point. As you can see, you have many buttons here. Each button takes you to the application's different modules or sections, as we call them. To return to the home screen, just hit the home button, like this. In order to be able to use all the application's features, let's install a branding license, the one created for my computer repair shop in France. Let's now have a look at all the application's modules. If you are new to this application, you would probably start with the threat scanner or the system repair module, so let's have a look at those first. The threat scanner lets you easily clean your system and internet browsers from malware and unwanted extensions and apps. One interesting feature about this scanner is that it lets you scan all users, while most malware scanners only scan the current user. This feature can be a real time saver, especially if you're a computer technician. If you want to scan the current user only, uncheck Scan All Users. If you want to scan only hardware, unwanted apps, auto-start entries, and internet hijacks, check Don't Scan Malware. However, for this video, we scan everything. Whenever you need a feature not listed here, right-click an item on the list or press the menu button. Some items in the menu may be disabled if there are no selected or ticked items in the current list. To start the scan, just hit the scan button. The whole scan usually only takes a minute or two, and while it is scanning, you can have a look at the lists. Infected items are already checked by default. These items you to rent and unlock are false positives, but they are listed here because they are flagged as malware by more than 10% of the whole antivirus industry. We can whitelist these false positives so they are not listed ever again. Okay, so now the scan has ended and is asking us if we want to see some instructive tips. We're not going to do that this time. So I was saying that we can whitelist items. To do so, we just right click an item and click on whitelist highlighted items. There you go. You can also use these options in the menu to whitelist more items at once. As you can see, infected items are shown in the malware tab. So let's just whitelist them all. Okay. Now we're going to restart the scan to ensure these items are no longer listed. So we go to menu and click on new scan and the scan button again. Okay, now the second scan is ended and we can see that the whitelisted items are no longer shown. If you want to have a look at the last scan's log, select View Last Scan Log in the menu. Let's now try a different scan type, the custom scan, which lets us choose the location of the items to scan. You can indicate the folder or files to scan by clicking these buttons, or by dragging and dropping the files directly from the File Explorer over this field. You can select several files or just one folder. Let's select this folder, which contains several infected files. Once you indicate the items to scan, press the Scan Now button. The custom scan searches for infected files only, so they are just listed in the Malware tab. Or infected items are checked by default, so uncheck the ones you eventually don't want to delete. So I just uncheck them all, and I will check a few of them to remove. Then you can press the clean button to delete the infected items from the computer. This is creating a system restore point before the removal, and then it removed all the files. Okay, let's go back home. Let's check out the system repair module now. In this module, as well as in the thread scanner, the window can be resized. Here you can apply many fixes, reset actions, execute third-party applications, and much more. The first thing you need to do is tick the fixes or apps that you want to run. To learn what each fix or app does, just click on it. Their description is displayed in the text box in the right pane. If you need more instructions, just click the Help button. To make it easier for you to create the selections of the fixes to run, we recently added the Easy Diagnostic. This helps you to create your selection based on the actual computer state or behavior. Just tick the items that match the current computer status and then hit Check Only or Check and Run. You can see that after that, some of the items have been ticked. These are the fixes that are likely going to solve the issues you indicated in the Easy Diagnostic window. Use the Lists menu to help with your selection. You can check all items in a group and check them all, and even check the ones that we recommend for a daily maintenance. Your selection can be saved to a file so you don't have to tick everything manually the next time. Take a look at these controls in the right pane and also the related menu options such as Save As or Save Settings As and Load Settings. You can create a shortcut or a schedule that executes your selection in an attended mode. This is how you create a shortcut, and this is how you create a schedule. The System Repair UVK module even lets you create your own third-party applications and add them to the list. We are not going to go into much detail here because it would take long, and I will make a future video about the System Repair module only. Computer techs also have the option to generate an HTML report that can be automatically sent to Repair Shopper, PCRT or other CSM or directly to a customer. For this video, because we don't have much time, I'm going to select just a few quick fixes. Once we made your selection, we click on Run Selected Fixes Apps and confirm. The selected items are executed in sequence from top to bottom. You can cancel the execution of the fixes anytime. Okay, so now let's go back to the home section. Let's now see the process manager. The process manager shows a list of the processes that are currently running on the computer. The list has a few columns. You can click the column headers to sort the items as you prefer. Click the threat levels column header to quickly detect and remove malware that is actively running. If you see any items in here in red, they are probably malware, and you can easily remove them from here. As you can see, it's easy. After selecting one of the or more processes, right-click over and select the desired menu option, or use one of the buttons at the top. You can also select several processes. To get more information about the selected process, click on Process Properties. If you have an unwanted application running, but you cannot find its process in the list, drag the window catcher over it, and the corresponding process will be automatically selected. Let's try that out. As you can see, the notepad's process was automatically selected in the list. The Memory Modules Manager shows the list of running processes too, but it also shows the list of modules loaded by each process. After each module path, you can see their threat level too. Here again, items with a value greater than 10% inside the brackets are probably malicious, and you can easily delete them. To delete an item, click on it to highlight it and then press the Delete Module button. Right-click any item in the list to bring their context menu, as with all the lists. This menu gives you lots of options related to the selected item or to the entire list. A useful one, which exists in all the lists, is Open File Location, which lets you quickly jump to the location of the selected item. By default, Windows protected files are not shown. To change this, you can go to List Settings and choose what you want to be displayed. Let's go back home now. The Autorun Manager lets you easily improve your computer's performance and boot times by removing autorun entries. Autorun or autostart entries are registry entries or shortcuts pointing to applications that are executed when you turn your computer on. If we remove those entries, the associated applications remain installed in your computer, but they need to be manually launched. Because malicious applications also use autorun entries, this module may also help you to remove malware. Like the Process Manager, the list shows several columns and can be resized. You can double-click any item to get even more information. Select one or several entries. If you want to delete those entries, press the Delete Entry button. If you want to also delete the associated file, you can tick Also Delete File. These options are also available from the context menu. You have in all the lists a search text box and button that let you easily find an item in the list. If the text or input box are not visible, press Ctrl plus the letter F simultaneously like this, and then enter the text you want to find and hit Enter or press Find Next. Let's try searching for Intel. Keep pressing the Find Next button or the F3 key until you find the desired item, or you get a message saying the end of the list was reached. There you go. Okay, let's go back home now. The Services Manager lets you fully control the Win32 and also the driver services installed. Services are very targeted by malware, so it's important to monitor them and see if they have not been hacked. You have basically the same options as in the other lists. You can delete services and optionally the associated files. But you also have the common service management functions, such as start service, pause service, resume, set the startup type. Let me show you one interesting feature. For services that are actually running, you have the option to go straight to the Process Manager. Right-click a service and then click on Go to Process. This will automatically select the associated process in the Process Manager. And you can also go straight from the Process Manager to the Memory Modules Manager and get more information about the files loaded by a process. And you can also go back to the Process Manager and from the Process Manager to the Service Manager too. So this shows that UVK features are interconnected. To show the full list again, just press List Settings and then Apply. Let's go back home now. The Alternate Streams Manager lets you scan a folder or an entire drive for alternate data streams and displays them in the list, allowing you to easily remove malicious ones. Alternate data streams, or simply ADS, are data forks, some sort of files attached to a regular file. Because they are not displayed by the File Explorer, they are often used by malicious applications that want to hide their files. Please click on the Help button to get more information on ADS and this module. Let's now check the Delete Files and Folders module. This is another important UVK section which lets us delete stubborn files that cannot be deleted by regular means. You can drag files and folders to the text box to add their paths to the list. You can also click the Add Files and the Add Folder buttons, or manually enter the paths of the items to delete into the text box, one per line. Let's add some files here. For example, these two. So the folder. So this is how it works. These files will be deleted in sequence from top to bottom. The Find and Add new feature can be useful to clean application leftovers or to find and delete any files you want. Enter the pattern to search for in the text box. As you can see, an asterisk matches any character 0 or more times, while a question mark matches any character 0 or only once. If you want an exact match, just don't use any joker. Let's say you uninstalled Firefox and Opera and want to find and delete any files left over. So you would try to find Firefox and anything else before or after, a comma as separator, and we'll do the same for Opera. Okay, we will search in the C drive, or otherwise we could select any different drive or even browse for a different path. That's fine. So as you can see, it will even find some stuff that you never thought existed. So you have to be careful with what you will delete. I think the scan will be very fast. So it's taking a while. Okay, it's done. Well, as you can see, there are many files. So you have to be careful with what you delete. So if you want to add some files to the list, just tick the ones you want to add and click on Add Checked. As you can see, the files have been added here. So I'm going to remove them from the list. Let's delete these ones. Let me just tell you about this feature. You can choose to delete files permanently. That means they won't be moved to the recycle bin. Otherwise, if you leave this unchecked, the files will be moved to the recycle bin. So let's delete them permanently. I'll click on never ask again. And yes, and delete listed. There you go, 3 files were deleted. This module also lets you replace or copy files. It's quite simple, you just need to provide the source and destination file paths and press the replace copy button. Let's go back to the home screen. The Scan and Create log is a powerful module that lets you create a text file containing the selected information. You can then create a script by clicking Analyze Log. Because this is an advanced feature and we don't have much time, I'm not going into much detail. Be sure to read the help page carefully before using this module. Let's go back home. Let's go to Run Scripts now. This is UVK's scripting module. UVK scripts use a light, tag-based scripting language that lets you automate most UVK features and third-party applications, and can even contain embedded scripts in other languages such as CMD Batch, VBScript, Reg files, and Auto8. To help you build your scripts, UVK also provides you with a special text editor, which you can access by clicking Create Script. To insert tag commands, just click Insert Commands in the Tools menu. This list contains all the available tag commands. You can insert only one command per line. Let's try one. As you can see, when you insert a command, a balloon tip shows its description. To bring back this balloon tip, just hit Ctrl plus spacebar while selecting at least a part of the tag. There you go. Once you build your script, press F5 to run it. You'll have to save the changes first. So this makes the script be automatically loaded into UVK. Well, there are so many features to explain here, but we don't want this video to be too long, so be sure to press F1 to get more help. Okay? Let's see tools and tweaks now. This module contains several tabs. The Run Open tab lets you easily run commands, launch applications, and open files. This run bar is similar to the one you get by pressing the Windows key and the letter R simultaneously. You just enter the commands to run and press Enter. You can also Google keywords straight from this bar. So I'll type regedit and hit Enter, or I can Google the regedit keyword directly. The list below contains the most popular Windows tool in alphabetical order. To run a tool, just double-click on it. This will not only run the tool, you double-click, but it also enables it in case it has been disabled through group policies. The File Tool tabs gives you a few file-related options. All text input fields support drag and drop. You can get the virus total report of a file, Google a file name, lock a file, unlock and delete a file, or scan a file with the system file checker. The Registry Tweaks tab contains some registry tools and tweaks. The controls at the top lets you select a registry key and perform several actions on it, such as Google the key's name. Let's try that. Protect the key from changes, unlock a key, grant access, or unlock and delete a key. And the list below contains tweaks that you can enable or disable with a single click. You can also load and apply the tweaks from a file by using the controls you see below the list. We recently added 2 interesting tweaks related to Windows 11. Enable Old Explorer ribbon on Windows 11 and enable Old Explorer menus on Windows 11. So if you're not a big fan of the Windows 11 new interface, you can just use these two tweaks to change the menus and the ribbon. After performing these changes, you have to restart the shell. When you go back home, UVK automatically detects if the shell needs to be restarted, and it will warn you about it. Just click on yes to restart the shell. And now, as you can see, the old ribbon from Windows 10 is back, and also the menus. Let's go back to tools and tweaks. You can also have the system restore tools here that let you delete system restore points, create a new system restore point, or disable the system restore itself. Let's go back home. Let's go to backup and recovery now. To create a backup of your data or update an existing one, click Start Backup on the top area. You may need this, for instance, if you plan to format your hard drive and perform a clean Windows install. Select the users you want to backup, and then select the user folders. You can add any folders to the backup. Just click on Add Folder in the middle pane. Indicate where you want your backup to be saved. If you're updating an existing backup, tick this checkbox too. You can save these settings and start your backup operation later by clicking Save Only. And when you want to load a backup later, you can load it from this button here. When you're ready, press the Start Backup button. Well, for this video, I'll just cancel this operation. And let's now see the Restore a Backup option. Click on the Restore Now button in the middle pane and indicate the location where you saved the backup. Select the users to restore and eventually any user mapping you want to do. Select the user folders you want to restore and also any additional folders. When you're ready, press Restore Now to start the restore operation. Now we are going to explain how you can restore user data from an external drive containing a Windows installation or from a custom location such as the Windows.old folder. On the Backup and Recovery module, click on Select Location in the bottom section and then select the root of the external drive or the Windows.old desired folder. Wait for a bit while the application loads the user profiles from the hard drive, and then select the desired user accounts to restore. You can perform user mapping using this dropbox. This means the user account that existed in the external drive named Jean-Pierre will be copied to the local user Fred. Select the desired user folders to restore. And then select any desired additional folders. When ready, press the Restore Now button and the restore operation will begin. Let's go check system info now. This module is mostly informational. It displays hardware and software information about the current computer in groups. You have basic computer info, fixed, removal and optical drives, Windows and Office product keys, local user profiles, video adapters, monitor displays, audio adapters, network adapters and IP addresses, internet connection and external IP address, processors, memory devices and system slots, virtual memory and page files, security software and settings, automatically updates settings, Windows updates installed, which can be a long list, desktop programs installed, and Windows Store apps installed. If you need more details about your storage devices, click Clear this info at the top of the UVK window. You can also export the listed information into an HTML file, and you can choose the items to save and the location of the HTML file. Okay, let's go back home now. Now let's see the registry seeker. This module lets you search the Windows registry for one or several keywords at once. To start, press the Start Scan button. Enter the desired search patterns, one per line. A search pattern may contain more than one word. We previously searched for file objects left over from Firefox and Opera. This module will also lets us search the registry for leftovers from the same applications. As you can see here, we have several options to fine-tune our search. For this video, we will just search in the current user Hive and start our scan. Well, as you can see here behind, the results for each keyword are displayed in a different group. Double-click any item to get more details. You can even edit the values data. If you want to delete one or more keys or values, tick their check boxes and press Delete Selected. This can be useful to help you find and remove infected registry entries too. So let's go back home now. Now we're going to check system immunization out. Even if you have good malware, spyware protection software, you know you're not totally protected. New viruses are often ignored by antivirus programs because they are not yet present in their virus signature databases. This module ensures that if viruses are not detected, at least they will not be executed. The system immunization helps you to prevent your computer from being infected by protecting the registry and file system's most vulnerable areas from changes. It doesn't use any resources and only takes a few seconds to be configured. Select the desired items in the list. Unless you're really concerned about security, select only the recommended areas by clicking the recommended link. Then click Apply Selected Immunization. Immunizing everything may prevent some genuine applications and Windows updates from being installed. This may happen only for the areas not marked as recommended. So if you get access denied errors when installing trustful software after immunizing your system, try temporarily removing the system immunization and re-enabling it after successfully installing the trustful application. Execute Prevent provides you with even more protection against viruses. It works by adding a few software restriction policies directly into the Windows registry. On their turn, these policies prevent running files in specific directories and optionally their subdirectories. So normally you just select one of these presets and press save and apply. We don't have time to go into much more detail here, so don't forget to press the help button here if you need more details. Let's now go back home. Now let's go to System Booster. The System Booster lets you fix Windows issues, improve performance and free storage space. It scans your registry and file system for invalid and discardable items and displays the results in a list where you can choose what to remove. Tick the checkboxes next to the items you want to scan. For this video, we scan everything. Don't forget to press the help button whenever you need detailed instructions. Also, we recommend that you reboot the computer before using this module, because some items may be marked invalid because they are scheduled to be replaced on the next system reboot. So now the scan ends and this dialog box shows the results. Double-click any item to get more details about it. And check any items you want to preserve. When ready, click Delete Selected Items and confirm. You should leave Create a System Restore point ticked as a safety measure, but I will uncheck it for this video. When the removal is complete, you can go back to the System Booster by clicking the New Scan button, which will be available in a minute. So let's start a new scan. When you perform the scan again, you can probably you'll find no new orphan entries, because the ones we removed previously may invalidate some news. You can schedule an automatic registry and junk files cleanup with the frequency you desire. Just click the Auto Schedule button. The options here are easy enough, but you can always press Help for details. Here on the left pane, you have several maintenance and protection actions you can quickly take. Most of these are also available in the System Repair module. Defragging your registry can also help to restore your system's performance. The options here are also very easy, but the computer must absolutely be restarted after a successful registry defragmentation. Let's go back home now. Now let's see the Smart Uninstaller. The Smart Uninstaller is a fully featured application remover. Here you can uninstall several programs at once and ensure no files or registry entries are left over. For stubborn applications, you also have a forced uninstall option that you can use in last resort. A threat level column is provided as well to let you quickly identify malicious applications. There is also a black and white list feature that helps computer technicians quickly select applications that are often removed. Select the applications you want to uninstall. Let's not remove this one. Okay, we selected a few. Then you click on Uninstall Selected and confirm. Because we selected to scan and remove remnants, after the uninstall operation we are taken to the uninstall remnants manager. The scan is usually very fast. When the scan is complete, you can press delete selected items to remove the application leftovers. Or you can expand the tree branches and double click any item to get more information. When ready, you can click on delete selected items to remove the uninstall leftovers. Let's go back to the uninstall list and check the Windows Store apps. This dialog box lets you easily uninstall or reset several Windows Store apps in bulk. It's very easy to use, and you can tick several apps and press the desired action, reset checked or uninstall checked. Okay, we just reset 3 applications. Let's go home now. And we have a few more modules. Be sure to read each one's help page before using. The Quick User Manager lets you add, delete and modify local user accounts, and also set the location of an account's personal folders. Here you can change the application's settings. The reporting module lets you easily send the application's reports to an email address or an FTP server. As you can see from this video, UVK is a very powerful application that anyone can use to remove malware and repair a computer for free. We believe no one should be forced to pay in order to remove malware. However, there is obviously a lot of work behind such application, and all hard work deserves to be paid. So if you use this application and it helped you, please consider purchasing a license, because not only will you be able to unlock all UVK's features, but you will also be helping us to build more and better applications. Take care, everyone.